If you are a Liverpool fan, please look away now. But before you look away, like, share, and subscribe. Real Madrid fans also like, share, and subscribe. Everybody else, like, share, and subscribe. Yes, very, very important. Okay. Damn. What are we meant to make of that, Jack? Okay.
It's insane, mate. Well, it's insane, first of all. And again, like one thing I guess I just want to point out straight away, because again, I don't know how much of a big deal this is, and I guess we found out tonight. Lots of people who I've spoken to who maybe go to Liverpool games or have been at away days at Liverpool have told me that after You'll Never Walk Alone, it's quite quiet, a bit dead, lost some of its atmosphere, a little bit meh at Anfield right now, that this once great stadium for atmosphere is a bit dead. James, after those first 2 goals went in, I think you could have fooled me and told me that actually Anfield was jumping, but then something happened. 5 things actually happened to change the atmosphere there.
Jack, 100%. I think after the 3rd goal, you could literally hear a pin drop. It was, right. or the 4th goal, or the 5th goal. I'm sorry, Liverpool fans. You could hear. But damn, the first thing that comes into my mind, Real Madrid are scary. Like, I want you to, let me paint the picture, Jack. Mm-hmm. Jamie Carragher mentioned Real Madrid were lucky what they did last year. And I'm like, this isn't luck. This is what Real Madrid do. Think about this, Jack. They are 2-0 down at Anfield of all places on a European light after a woeful error from like your goalkeeper. The crowd is up. The players are up. They're running about. Majority of teams crumble. And I mean, Jack, Liverpool hit 4 or 5. Jack, I'm an Arsenal fan. I know what Anfield can do to teams. You know, right. And especially on a European night, we've seen what they did to Barcelona a few years ago. But the fact that they were able to stay so composed and in a matter of like 10, 15 minutes, they're back in the game is ridiculous. The manager, Carlo Ancelotti, he doesn't panic. Players like Luka Modric, they've been there, they've seen that, they've done that. Yeah. It is scary. And Jack, I look at Real Madrid right now and they must say to themselves, I don't think no team can beat us in 180 minutes of football.
No.
I don't think a team can beat us. And me looking at it, I'm not sure a team can beat them, Jack, because they just seem to understand the European flow. When to, like, think about it, when to play well, when to relax. They can have a hair there. They're going to find a way. It's terrifying.
But you know what it is, and there's so many cliches about the mentality side of sport, right? How the actual physical side of sport and your ability within sport is only 30 or 40% of what sport's all about. There is this majority that's the mental side of the game, your decision making, confidence, all this kind of stuff, composure. That mental side of the game plays such a big part. This is the Champions League. We're not playing week in, week out, going to, playing home and away, every single team in a league, and that tactically these little changes that you can make this huge difference. Champions League, win or loss is won or lost in moments, right? Real Madrid are masters of moments at this point. Whether it's the negative moments and turning them into good ones, or whether it's coming up clutch when the game is in your hands, that's what they're masters at the moment. It's why, James, my new mentality going into Champions League, you and me, I would always pick Bayern. I had this little feeling in the back of my mind where I was like, Bayern are such a dark horse every competition. People don't talk about them enough. They're so good, blah, blah, blah. That was when obviously we were at university. Am I ever going to find a year where we don't pick Real Madrid to win the Champions League? I don't think it's going to exist. Or James, it's at least not going to exist anytime soon. And is it because Carlo Ancelotti is doing some tactical innovation, which I go, oh man, that's incredible. Pep would be proud of that. Or because 1 or 2 of their players are playing out of their skin, crazy, and it's just this one-man band type of... No, it's the whole squad. It's the whole team. It's the aura around the entire club.
It's
James,
crazy.
They're winners. They're
100%.
winners. It's plain and simple. They are winners.
But Jack, just taking it into the game, and I'm just gonna go through bits that I seen from the game. The first things first, I feel like Liverpool knew that what Real Madrid's biggest outlet is. That okay, as good as Karim Benzema is, Vinícius Jr. is their most important attacker by a countryman. Liverpool knew, because he's burned them on on a number of occasions. If we're gonna stop Real Madrid, we have to stop Vinícius. And like the one thing I've noticed from him is like Alexander-Arnold, I'm a bit worried for him going forward, because the fact that Klopp hasn't trusted him to take on Vinícius is a bit of a worry, because we had Henderson covering, we had Fabinho covering, we had Gomez covering. Sometimes I might even see Van Dijk over.
Or Salah coming back.
Salah didn't come back, to be fair, but right. I didn't see too many 1v1s against Vinícius in the first half. Second half, it was a bit more because the game was a little bit more stretched, but I just didn't see Trent take on go 1v1 against Vinícius, and that was to me because I don't think Liverpool trust him in that scenario here. But the secondly, as much as we talk about the 1v1, what Vinícius does so well, Jack, is his ability to run in behind. Yeah, right. That space in behind that Liverpool are notorious for leaving. And if you're Jurgen Klopp and you know that, okay, this is what a guy tends to do, can you not negate that? Can you not find a way to stop that ball from going in behind? And the first things first, from my point of view, when I think about it, when I look at the Liverpool defense, is that this is not Liverpool of 2019, 2018, where Jack, the press is relentless.
Right.
Players are able to pick their head up in fine gaps, in fine balls over the top. And Jack, we're not talking about average players here. We're talking about Luka Modric. We're talking about Camavinga, Freddie Valverde, top level midfielders who can look up and find that pass. And like the fact that when they see these players look up, they still hold that high line, I think is absolutely criminal. The first bit of the principle of like defensive play is that when you see a player look up, you just got to drop. Yeah, you just got to give yourself 10, let's say 10, 15 yards. The fact that they still hold that there, I get it. It's an instruction from Klopp. But if there's no pressure on the ball, as an offensive line, you have to drop. And Liverpool just creating their own mess.
Well, this is what I guess I want to ask you about, because to me, it looks like a football team that doesn't really know who or what they are at the moment. I think what I'm noticing personally, and again, you would be a better authority on this than I would be, but it seems to be like Klopp's trying to change and do something a little different, but the principles of play from what made Jurgen Klopp, and by extension this Liverpool team, so successful in recent history, was from those gegenpress, right? If we can use the colloquialism for that style of play, is still there. Although it's not really there to that extent that it was anymore. He's still trying to do something different, but it seems to be caught in a kind of a midway phase between 100%. One way of trying to do things and another way of trying to do things. And James, again, this is another bit of a cliche from this season and kind of a part of last season as well. This squad got old very, very quickly. And the other thing as well, miles on the clock, right? Just because you're a certain age, if you run a hell of a lot more than one of your counterparts, the fall off is going to be more dramatic and a lot bigger. You know, I look at N'Golo Conte as a good example of that, right? Guy's been running like a maniac and now he's hurt a lot. I think, unfortunately, your body just gets to a point where you go, well, I can't do this anymore. And I think Klopp needs to have some conviction in the style of play that he's going to go with, because to me they're stuck in this kind of grey area at the moment.
I feel like what the manager the Klopp has been compared to for so many years and went head to head with for so many years is Guardiola. We've loved the battles in Dortmund and now in England. But the fact with Pep is that you see him evolve as a coach, Jack. You know, you see him play. He might go 3. Yeah, he might go Bernardo Silva at fullback. He might play a Christmas tree. Pep is always evolving as a coach. There's always new stuff coming. From Pep Guardiola. While I look at this Liverpool team, Jack, and forget about even the profile of players, the style hasn't really changed, and the type of player that they have brought into this new style isn't as good as what they used to have. And the fact that they keep on going to doing the exact same thing in football, where the game evolved. Jack, we seen Arsene Wenger after a while at Arsenal. He didn't evolve with the game, and like we seen what happened. And tactically, is Klopp not evolving with it? Because Jack, at the end of the day, people know what Liverpool are gonna do. Liverpool are gonna squeeze. Liverpool are gonna try and press. Are gonna try and play the high line. We've seen it before. We've seen it for almost 6 years. If you're a team, if you can't work out how to beat Liverpool in 2023, I'm thinking, what's going on with you as a team? But I look at Jurgen Klopp and saying, okay, what can I do to negate that? What can I do to change to help my team get better? And you can say the players on honesty, the players need to obviously do better. But as a manager, can Klopp do better? You have to question Jack.
Well, and also I think you need to put people in positions to succeed. Again, having Trent Alexander-Arnold line up against Vinícius Junior to me is not having him try and succeed, and then trying to cover the problem by asking Joe Gomez and Jordan Henderson to both try and do a job on Vinícius Junior, giving them a massive amount of space to the midfield, probably a bit more space for Benzema to run into as well. I felt like even Rodrigo had some nice success and some spells at points. I heard his name coming up a lot in commentary when he was getting on the ball as well. So yeah, again, weird game plan, and I think just generally speaking, James, just an epitome of where Liverpool are at the moment compared to where we kind of thought they'd be. But you and I spoke off camera. Few points, few wins, couple games in hand. They're right in there with the top four race, up there with Spurs.
But Jack, the thing about it is that I don't think Liverpool think about top four. They're a team that have notoriously been to 3 Champions League finals in the last 5 years. Or so. How many times they've been in races with Manchester City? They don't want to just be at that level below. They're trying to compete at the highest level, and that's what Jurgen Klopp has built in this team. And right now, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot because Jack, these players ain't getting younger. These players ain't getting younger.
And I think you and I have talked about this, and I think we agree on this as well. Like, they've not made the most of when they were the best they could be. 100%. One Premier League, okay, the Champions League, there, good for you guys. Wow, great, one of the biggest moments, blah blah blah. But in terms of what the team was and the amount of finals they've been in as well, it's hard to say that they've not underperformed on what they could have potentially done. 1 Premier League and 1 Champions League out of all the Premier League title chases that they've been in, and 1 Champions League final out of all the historic Champions League successes they've had over the past few years. It's disappointing. And James, this era is coming to an end, and they need to either heavily reinvest in the next era with Klopp, or they're going to go down.
Now, Jack, just quick thing. Is this game out of reach for Liverpool?
Yeah, 100%.
Is there not a glimmer of hope that they can go to Spain? No?
Not in my book. You know, again, this is the best team the Champions League has ever seen in Real Madrid. It's at the Bernabeu. And James, you have to just look at the scoreline. Even to force extra time, you're talking 3-0 at the Bernabeu, stopping them from even scoring. Then you're talking about 4-1, matching the scoreline 5-2. It's an impossibility for me. And you know, thank God the away goal rule's not here, because my goodness, then it would be really over.
Guys, tell me what you think. Can Liverpool come back? Liverpool fans, I want to hear what you guys think, especially. Can you come back? Real Madrid fans, is it just another year? What are we going for? The 5th? No, yeah, the 15th Champions League? Let me know. Can you guys do it all? Comment down below, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.